Buying your first home is one of the most exciting milestones, but if you're not careful, it could also be one of the most stressful. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 4 common mistakes that first-time homebuyers make and how you can avoid them so you don't end up with any regret. So this is one of the most significant financial decisions that most people will ever make. And while it could be super exciting, it could also be super overwhelming. And with so much to consider, it's easy to get caught up in the process and make mistakes that could cost you big time. And before we dive in, if you find this content to be helpful, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more personal finance content. And if you know someone who's about to buy their first house, be sure to share this video with them. Now, the biggest mistakes that I see a lot of first-time home buyers make is letting their emotions drive the buying decision. And it may seem normal to do this because buying a home is an emotional experience. And it's easy to fall in love with the property because it looks perfect or because you can already imagine your future life in there. However, letting your emotions drive your decisions could lead to serious consequences because you might find yourself overpaying for a house or choosing one that doesn't really fit your long-term needs. And according to a survey by Bankrate, over 60% of homeowners have regrets about their home purchases, and a significant portion of those regret comes from rushing into a buying decision. And according to Zillow, 39% of buyers who made compromises during the purchase process later regretted it, with the biggest regret being the amount that they spent on a house. So avoid buyer's remorse by setting clear boundaries and sticking to them. And before you even start house hunting, list what you must have in a house, nice to have, and things that don't really matter for you. So for us, our must-haves were near a train station to get into the city, have at least 2 bedrooms and 1.5 bathrooms, and a safe and quiet neighborhood. Our nice-to-haves were already being renovated, finished basement, and natural lighting. And the house we ended up getting didn't even have a basement. But since that wasn't really a deal breaker for us, we were okay with that. And this list will keep you grounded and focused on what's truly important. And remember, no matter how beautiful a house is, don't fall in love with the house too fast, because if it doesn't meet the criteria or fit your budget, it's not the right house for you. Now, the second mistake that first-time homebuyers make is to only focus on the house and not the neighborhood. And sometimes it's better to buy an old or ugly house in a good neighborhood than to buy a big or new house in a bad neighborhood. And that's because neighborhoods will be a big factor to how much your house will be valued in the future, where your kids will go to school, and how safe you feel walking around the block. And other things to consider is the length of your commute, proximity to amenities like libraries and restaurants, and just the overall vibe of the community. And if you don't thoroughly research the neighborhood, you could end up being in an area that doesn't really fit your lifestyle or meet your future needs. And this could lead to regret, frustration, or even the need to move again sooner than you planned. And there are 2 ways that you could actually get a good feel for the neighborhood before you actually move in. And first is to actually speak to someone that already lives on the block. So a good way to do this is just walk around the neighborhood and see if there's anyone that's walking their dog or outside of the house, and just speak to them about what they like about it, how long they've been there for, and things that they wish they had known before they moved in. And a second way to kind of get a good feel for a neighborhood is just walking around during the day and also at night. And I think you will also get a good feel for how things will be like. And the third big mistake that our first-time homebuyers make is skipping the home inspection entirely. And that seems almost obvious not to do, but when you're in a fierce bidding war on a house, you might be enticed to waive your home inspection to convince the seller to choose your offer. But the same reason why a seller will want a home inspection waived is the same reason why you shouldn't waive it at all. Because home inspections will open up flaws and potential damages that you can leverage for a better deal, or if the potential issue is too big or serious enough, it might actually kill the deal altogether. And without a professional inspection, you're at the risk of uncovering a major issue after you've already moved in. And according to American Society of Home Inspectors, about 86% of home inspections reveal some type of problem, with 20% of those problems being serious enough to potentially derail the sale. So always hire a qualified home inspector to thoroughly evaluate the property before closing the deal. And an inspector could identify structural issues, electrical problems, plumbing defects, and other critical areas that might not be visible during just a regular walkthrough. And it's good to know that the average cost of a home inspection is around $300 to $500, but it can save you much more in expenses later on. And the fourth biggest mistake that first-time homebuyers make is underestimating the total cost of home ownership. And that's because many first-time homebuyers focus solely on the mortgage payment. But the cost of home ownership is far beyond that, including property taxes, homeowner's insurance, utility, maintenance, and also unexpected repairs that could add up really quickly. And if you don't plan for these additional expenses, you could find yourself financially stretched. And according to home advisors, the average homeowner spends over $1,200 annually on maintenance alone. So not budgeting for these expenses could lead to financial strain and even the risk of losing your home if you can't keep up with the cost. So create a comprehensive budget that includes all of the ongoing costs of home ownership, factoring things like property taxes, insurance, maintenance, utility, and buffer for unexpected repairs. And additionally, property taxes can range from 0.5% to 2.5% of home value depending on location. And a good rule of thumb is to set aside 1 to 3% of your home purchase price each year for maintenance and repairs. And this way you'll be prepared for a true cost of owning a home and not just a mortgage. So buying your first home is a huge milestone and it is easy to get caught up in the excitement, but by being aware of these common mistakes of not letting your emotions drive your decisions, focusing both on the house and the neighborhood, not skipping home inspection, and budgeting for the total cost of home ownership, you can make a more informed and rational decision. So remember, this isn't just about buying a house, it's also about making a long-term investment for your future. And as a bonus for watching this video, I created a home buyers checklist that you can check out for free down in the description below. And if you are feeling uncertain about your financial future or need personalized guidance to make smarter financial decisions, you could also check out my one-on-one coaching service to help you gain clarity and confidence with your money. So with that being said, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.